Hey girlies, what's up? My name is Taylor, also known as Tay Bree. I'm a singer, I'm an actress, now I'm a YouTuber talking my shit. I decided to just make a video because I want to get on YouTube. I want to be in the community. I want to do this, so I'm really excited. And I was like, let me start off hot. Let me talk about my sugar daddy experience. I never really talked about it in the past because it's always been like a taboo topic. Even though I've heard people say I had a sugar daddy, even when they like didn't really know. So I feel the need to talk about it because my experience has been phenomenal. I've only had like one sugar daddy for like years, like Old Faithful, I like to call him. Yeah, he's no longer my sugar daddy now, but we definitely went a long time and I shout him out, okay? I have no negative perspective on this and that's just that. So if you're watching this video to see if anything horrible happened, no, it did not. And because this is YouTube, I'm gonna do my makeup while I talk. So I was 20 years old and he was like 46, 47, I think he was. I was working at this store in Tribeca where he was a client at, and you know, he would come in there pretty often. So I was used to seeing him as just like a client, and then like one day he asked me to go to dinner. Obviously that was a gag because like I'm 20 and I'm just like, why is this old man ask me out? And obviously like I'm weird about it, but then my coworker tells me like to go. Like they're like, no, go. Like I've gone out with like older guys and like they'll show you like a good time. Like you'll at least have fun. And so I was just like, okay. You know, I love that. I love to have fun. I love that. Love fun. And so I go, and on the date, we had a really good time. I mean, it was pretty easy to talk. He made it pretty easy because he asked a lot of questions about my life and like my world. And I told him everything that was happening. And, you know, I was in school at the time. I was in college at the time. And, you know, I was just telling him about what was going on. And he then brought up the idea of an arrangement, which I had never heard of before meeting him. And I was just like, okay, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? So he's like, I can help you. What do you mean? Like, help me? So he's like, no, I can help you pay for school. And no, like, and when you hear that, it's like, what do you mean though? Like, what? So he's like, nah, like, you're gorgeous. That was my stomach. You're gorgeous. And I want to see you again. I want to see you. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't really know what you mean by that. So then right there at the table, he sends me $1,500. Obviously, I'm flabbergasted. What would you do in that situation? I mean, I was already on the date with the man. Obviously, like, I didn't know he was gonna come like that. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know. But obviously, I was like, I was with it. I was with it. Duh. I was with it. Are you crazy? Like, if I was to do it again, if it was to happen again, I would do it again. You know? After the date, he drops me back home and tells me to think about it. Little did he know, I thought about it before he dropped me off. I knew I was with whatever the fuck he meant by an arrangement because, I mean, not to sound fast, you know, but it was like, it just made sense to me. I was very interested. I was super interested. I was interested a little bit, and I was interested more. I don't know. So yeah, I thought about it, and we started to see each other. We saw each other probably like once or twice a week. And it didn't feel weird. Like, obviously it was weird because I was like, okay, I'm dating this older guy who presented this arrangement to me. But it didn't feel weird because I really started to like him. That's the other gag. I started to like my sugar daddy. Like, that was my boo. Like, I would rather have been with him and like at his place and like just hang out with him for the weekend and just do things with him. Like, he taught me how to swim. He fixed my credit. He got me my first apartment. He taught me how to drive. Like, all the things that I needed at the time that I wasn't getting, or I didn't know how to find, or I didn't know how to, just things that I needed to know at the time. I can describe it as just an easy time. When it came to my allowance, I got about, it was a range, really, like between about 4K and 6K a month, where he would pay, look at that. That's crazy. That is crazy boots. Yeah, he would just wire to my account at the beginning of the month, and that would just kind of like pay all my bills and whatever I needed. And then, you know, sometimes like I would ask for money within the month for other things. But you know what's crazy? I never really like bought things. Like, I really wish I bought more things at the time. Like, I was like, really, I was just paying for school and like living expenses. Like, that's really all the money went to, which it should have, but I just wish I had a little bit more fun with that money. But it is what it is. It got me to where I am now, which is enough. But yeah, I just didn't trust him. I didn't really trust him, so I just didn't feel comfortable, like, kind of being involved with him. Just not being able to trust him. And so that was, like, my deal breaker, because I wanted to be the only person that he was involved with, even though we were in an arrangement, and that was something different than a relationship, but it's not. So that was my thing. So things ended, though. We did remain friends, which was cool because, you know, it was really cool because he still was paying my bills for years after we broke up. Oh man, I know. I maintained a lot of respect for him even when I couldn't trust his dick. So that's why I could never really look back on it in a bad way, because I'm like, even when we weren't in the arrangement, actually, he still was there for me, even when he would pay my bills like monthly, and if I needed anything else, like any larger expense that I needed help with, I can always call him, which I thought was incredible to me because he was always so generous and has always been so fucking generous that I'm just like, wow, I'm grateful for you. And, you know, now I just seen him as like just an angel that was in my life at the time. So I just guessed that like the time that I did spend with him didn't go unnoticed, and I was building some sort of equity during the arrangement. So we actually cultivated a friendship, and till this day, I can say that I care a lot about him, and I know that he cares about me. We don't speak anymore because obviously, like, I need to move on with my life. But it was definitely a great experience, like knowing him and him being involved in my life in some way. Anyways, I'm 27 now. I have a boyfriend who I love so much, who is older than me, not as much older than me. He's 10 years. So clearly I have a type, but this is not it's a relationship and an arrangement in a sense of like, yes, like take care of your woman. But I wouldn't call him my sugar daddy per se, but you know, he has his ways. I remember reminiscing with some people about this, and they were trying to shift my perspective on my experience as me being a victim, and that there was some sort of like grooming involved on his end. And though that may hold truth, it's hard to have ill feelings about this person because I genuinely hope he's all right, and I hope that he is more than all right. I hope that he's like happy somewhere with his daughter. He was never married. He was always like a single man. It's just hard because that arrangement was like probably the most consensual and honest relationship I've ever been in. Like one of those, like honest and consensual. And even though we broke up because I couldn't trust him, the time that we had, or like everything that we had with each other, I felt was very transparent, and I appreciated that. I would always be grateful for that. So regardless, I feel fine. Like, I don't understand how, like, obviously, like, I'm not encouraging older men and younger relationships. Like, sometimes, like, that shit can actually be really weird and controlling. And I can tell you, like, in hindsight, I've been in controlling relationships, but it was not with this guy. With, like, other losers that, like, have a false sense of whatever it is. So I have no ill feelings towards him. Look, he got me through my early 20s when my parents weren't around, and I will forever be grateful for that. I think that what two consenting adults decide to do with their time is on them, and no one should judge it. I think that no two experiences are the same, and yeah, you should never judge people. So that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm gonna be making more, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe, engage, stay up to date. Follow me on Instagram at taybri, and on TikTok, xtaybri, and go listen to my music. It's on all streaming platforms, wherever you listen to music. Taybri, go listen to me right now, after this video. right now because we're ending right now.